I am
So
not. So I am not doing that old salsa thing. So I'm pain medication up a little bit, some Tylenol, and maybe I'll feel better.
Hope you recover quickly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I got you, Gio.
Perfect.
Amber, do you know Dawn Thompson?
Yes, I do.
He's having difficulty
She
connecting.
serves with me in ministry at church.
So Amber, Saurel, have you had a chance to talk to Amber a little bit about the logistics?
Yes, I did, and it's worth repeating because guess what? The minute you get on the Daily Huddle, you quickly forget everything.
I don't feel so bad then.
I'm gonna go over on the logistics in a minute. I'm gonna stop this video, and then we're gonna put a few drums, and then I'm gonna get started. And the way I get started is I'm gonna say good morning a little bit louder than usual. So don't let that take you off your pattern. And then we'll introduce you in 2 or 3 minutes, and then you will go until 9:20, where you will be wrapping up so that you can give us 10 minutes to ask you questions and comments and give you some love.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good.
And either Gio or myself at 9:20 will go like this. You know, Amber, you could talk about this till the cows come home. That'll be your cue to stop
Okay.
it. Stop yet.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Mary Campbell, good to see you.
Good morning, Andrea.
Andrea, how are you? How are you feeling?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
You have a new background. I like the new background.
I'm sorry?
How's the new family member doing?
We found his family. So he was reunited with his family, which is awesome.
Good, good.
Adriana, good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Adriana. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rose.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's good to see your name, Dawn. We'd love to see your face.
All right, well, let's get us starting.
Jacqueline, 3 times is a charm, you know that.
I'm aiming high.
Good
See everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, well, let's get ready to rumble. Let's do our favorite. Oh, I gotta do the countdown video. Oh my gosh. I gotta ask Mark how to do this. All right, so here we go. 5, 4, 3. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, Southeast. Good morning to those of you who join us at the live Zoom studio of the Daily Huddle. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez, and I'm always honored to have the opportunity to start the day. You know, it's very easy to take for granted that one starts the day, but a lot of people didn't wake up this morning, and they swear that the next day they were going to wake up. So good morning. Great to be with you. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere and you choose to be part of the Daily Huddle family. And I am honored, Saurel and I are honored to have the chance to see your beautiful faces this morning. We say here that the way you start your day gives you the rest of your day. So we make a little bit of emphasis on how to start the day. So let's see if we have been training ourselves. Saurel, how are you today?
I am the way I say I am.
Exactly. You get to say it. You like Saurel likes to say it. You get to say it. Say something else, like Saurel likes to say. Let's see, Mark, what time is it?
It's right now.
That's about it. Right. Andrea, what day is today?
Today is today.
Mary Campbell, where are you?
I am here.
Right where you need to be. And it's always an honor to introduce America's executive coach, someone who has made a profound difference in my life. As I like to say, there was the way I lived my life before I met Saurel, and then there is the way I live my life now after I met Saurel. Saurel, thank you for your mentorship and your love for so many years. Thank you for being America's executive coach. Good morning, Saurel.
Good morning, Giovanni, and thank you for giving me life, because the difference anybody gets to make, the difference I get to make, I don't get to do that unless somebody else like you is around. And you are the #1 transformational leadership coach. And I'm grateful to be your partner in creating the Daily Huddle. You know, I was talking to Giovanni this morning and I said, Gio, I'm sad. And it's not like sad, but it's the kind of feeling that I'm getting in the presence of the commitment that someone like Martin Luther King or like Malcolm X or like Jim Baldwin, the kind of stand that they had. And I'm sitting there wondering, it's like, oh my God, could I ever stand that way? And when I got present to, they were in their 20s and they were standing for something and they knew they could die for it. And so I'm present to the opportunity that we each have this morning to be that kind of a stand for ourselves, for others, and for life itself. And I'm also present to the fact that our guest speaker this morning, Amber Lyons, is that kind of stand. Amber's from Brooklyn, New York. She's a native of Brooklyn, New York. And if you go the route that everyone goes, you can tell yourself that if you've made it there, you can make it anywhere, right? So when Amber transitioned to Atlanta in 2011, she became an ordained elder serving at Spirit and Truth Worship Center in Loganville, Georgia, under the leadership of her pastors, Kurt and Nidra Berkmeyer. Amber emerged from a dark place in her life as a successful survivor and thriver with a passion to help others, those who are suffering in silence. Amber is the CEO and founder of a company she calls From Pain to Purpose, Inc. And Amber runs this nonprofit organization as her commitment to end domestic violence for teens who are victims of violence in dates. And she runs that as an awareness advocacy group within the community. From Pain to Purpose was originally birthed with the vision to aid and support domestic violence victims and children suffering in silence. And since then, it's become much more. Amber's work is now a community-based resource working with organizations, churches, businesses, and schools to educate, equip, empower, and encourage the community at large pertaining to the intervention and prevention of domestic violence, teen dating violence, abuse, anti-bullying, cyberbullying, and other critical community issues. So when my thoughts went to James Baldwin this morning, to Dr. Martin Luther King, and to countless others who stood, Gandhi, Giovanni Gonzalez, Rose Hampton, my thoughts also went to you, Amber. I honor your stand, and I welcome the voice that your stand gives to the Daily Huddle today. Welcome home. Good morning.
Good morning, Saurel, and thank you so much for having me. Good morning, Giovanni, to Mark, to everyone that is here, Andrea, to all of those that actually are joining me, who I've invited to be a part of this broadcast today. It is my honor and privilege to be able to share on the Daily Huddle today. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to give From Pain to Purpose Incorporated, another platform, to be able to provide you with an inward look into the work that we do. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction and to who we are. You shared what it is that we do, our birthing, the platform on which we stand. And so we're gonna get right into our question of the day, right? Our question of the day is, what is the pain you're attached to that is keeping you from your life's purpose? Now, for many of us to be able to say that we know what pain is, I think everybody around the world could raise their hand, young and old, because it does not matter what your age or what your background, what your culture, what your economic status is, what your religion is. I think that pain is something that we can all say we are acquainted with or have been acquainted with, or unfortunately may become acquainted with yet again in life. And if you haven't even had an opportunity to come to know this thing called pain, keep living, because unfortunately it is a part of life. But the thing that we do at From Pain to Purpose is to not just understand that we all deal with pain. And although our platform may be to speak about the pain and deal with the pain and help transition from the pain of people who have been victims of domestic violence, teen dating violence, anti-bullying, all of these social ills, but we want to help you transition from that place of pain. We don't want you to be able to stay stuck and stagnant and halted in your life, because God has given each one of us a purpose for which we were born and which we were created in this earth. None of us are here on earth by accident, and none of us are here just because, just to exist. We all have a purpose. And the thing about that is, some of us don't know our purpose, 40, 50, 60 years old, and still have not become acquainted with our purpose because we're still stuck in pain. But we don't have to stay stuck in pain. We can transition from a place of pain to a place of purpose. And that is what we're going to talk about today. The things in life that hold us. Sometimes the pain may be an acute pain. There's various forms of pain. It may be acute. It may be sharp and sudden. It may be something that is chronic. You know, a pain that you've been dealing with for many years, you know, different types of pains in your body, different diseases that become chronic and they give you pains throughout your body. You deal with different pains such as, you know, a phantom pain. If you had a surgery and had a part of your body or a limb removed, sometimes you'll feel pain from that area, or aching or numbing from that area. And there's so many different types of pain that we go through in life and that we feel, and we think about pain physically. But how about there are people that are in pain emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually? There's people that are in pain who have dealt with all kinds of pain, you know, financial pain. We're in the midst of COVID-19. We are in the midst of a time where people are in a lot of pain all over the world. They are in financial distress. People are losing their jobs. They are in presently, I was furloughed personally for 2 months, where we were not laid off, but we actually were, worked from home for a couple of weeks in March until the end of March 31st. And then on April 1st, we were furloughed and I went back to work June 1st, working from home. So I was furloughed for 2 months. The rest of my team was furloughed for 3 months. There are people who are still on furlough who have not been brought back. And then there's people who've been laid off. Their jobs are gone, periodly. There are people that are in pain every day during this time. People are in pain from physical pain, from being sick, from getting the virus. My own sister ended up with COVID-19. She is a frontline essential worker, and she ended up contracting COVID-19 coronavirus because she was putting her life on the line every day, going into the nursing home where she has worked for 15 plus years, going in and taking care of the elderly and taking care of the people who are sick. And I remember when there was one person that had got, the first person that got COVID-19 in her job. Before you knew it, it had spread so far and wide. It's now over 100 patients who've contracted. Some of them had died. Then you have employees, 30 or more, who have contracted it. And yes, it came and hit home. The pain hit home. It came to our family, and my sister contracted COVID-19. But guess what? God is good. We prayed for her. We rallied around her. We could not be with her because she had to isolate for 14 to 15 days, but she did not end up in the hospital. She did not end up on a ventilator like so many did. She did not succumb to this virus, and she had underlying health conditions, but God is so good. He kept her through that pain and brought her to a place of healing. And she's at the place where she's like, I feel like a new woman. So how about that in the natural? So it is in our spiritual life. We have to be able to move from those places of pain that have held us back in our lives, and those places of pain where somebody abused you, or from Pain to Purpose deals with domestic violence victims, teen dating violence victims. We see so much violence and abuse in young people's relationships today. That ought not to be. Our goal is to help them to come to a place of being able to have a healthy voice, to educate them, to celebrate their gifts and talents, and to be able to cultivate love and healing through our youth program, which is called Healing Pain Through the Arts. We use the arts as a cathartic tool to be able to help our young people heal pain or transition from places of pain that they have gone through, that they have experienced. And yes, our young people are in pain too. A lot of times we are so caught up with what we're going through, like during this pandemic and in the shutdown, when in shelter in place, parents were so caught up with their own emotions, their own traumas, their own job loss, their own financial distress, their own situations that they were going through, till our children and our youth took a back burner. They were also distressed with having to teach them, help with them with their online learning and their digital learning, and be able to stay on top of that. And some of them were working at home and trying to balance that. It was just a lot of discomfort, dis-ease, and which causes pain, mental anguish. It causes emotional distress, all of these things that we're going through, and our young people are in the midst of that. And one of our goals in Healing Pain Through the Arts is to raise up our village and understand that our youth matter too. Our youth, we speak about youth in all capital letters when we say our, O-U-R. What does that mean? It means outstanding, unique, and refined. Our young people are outstanding. You've never seen a generation of people that are so advanced technology, that are so witty and quick-witted. And so, they don't have no filter sometimes. But yes, at the same time, it takes a special person to be able to communicate with them, to let them know that they're valued, to let them know that they're important, to let them know that they have a voice. We do that at From Pain to Purpose. We let them know that what they have gone through matters. our young people are dealing with depression and suicide, thoughts of suicide and things of that nature because we're not hearing them. We must fine tune our ears to be able to hear what it is that they have to say. Right now, during not just COVID-19, but social injustice, all of the rioting and the police brutality and the racial injustice and all of these things that's going on in our nation. Right here in Atlanta, where I am, we've had Ahmaud Arbery, we had Rayshard Brooks, we had all of these things going on where people are just, their lives are being lost. And then all around the world, people their hearts are failing them. And our young people are on the front line out there because they're hurting. They need an outlet. They need to be able to say, we cannot live like this anymore. So when we go on the front line as a grassroots organization to hold up that voice of the young people, we provide it through various platforms. We have our Youth Speak Out podcast, which is a platform where our young people are able to speak about issues that affect them and that matter to them. We're streaming on 6 digital platforms, and we do live ever since COVID-19 on Facebook and YouTube. So you can look us up on there. But we talk about any and everything: racial injustice, what it's like to be Black in America. We talk about COVID-19. We talk about relationships. We talk about mental health awareness. We talk about the things that help people transition from a place of pain to purpose. How do you transition? Identify your pain. You got to find out what it is. Sometimes it has to be exposed. Domestic violence likes to hide. That's how it stays empowered. We have to expose these things so that we can get recovery. Then you have to get healing. You have to be able to heal from your pain if you're going to walk in your purpose. And then you actually are able to come to a place where you can walk in purpose. But you need support, you need prayer, you need help, you need connections from people that will support you. And that is what From Pain to Purpose does in our community.
And Amber, we didn't have to say we could talk about this until the cows come home. And I'd love for you to bring it home, though. So would you please share with us, what is the greatest pain you personally have had to deal with?
Oh my goodness.
How did you transform your pain to purpose?
Well, the greatest pain that I had to deal with was being in an abusive marriage, and being in a marriage where when you talk about that, the first thing people think is that you're getting beat up day and night, and that's not it. Abuse comes in all forms: verbal, emotional, psychological, mental, same thing, spiritual, financial, sexual, so many different forms. And verbal can be one of the worst, when you beat someone down with your mouth till they almost lose who they are. And one of the things that people have to understand is with my pain, I had to go to counseling and get help. My children had to go to counseling in order to get help. And that's one of the ways that we have to heal sometimes, get that help. I was able to do that, and they saw my progress, and all I wanted to do was help other people in that pain. So I was able to become one of their greatest clients back in New York, and of the Family Justice Center, who helped domestic violence victims. And that is how I transitioned, to be able to take the pain that I went through and turn it into purpose. God gave me that name, From Pain to Purpose, just like he gave me healing pain through the arts for our youth.
Thank you, Amber. Amber, I want to acknowledge your courage. You know, it takes something to deal with pain, but it takes even a greater courage to acknowledge the pain.
Yes.
And to go through whatever you need to go through to transform that pain to purpose. Also acknowledge your purpose and your commitment to the youth and to women and the victims of domestic violence. And now I want to give the rest of the studio audience an opportunity to get a piece of you. Jill, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Saurel. Thank you, Amber. Yes, I was in the spirit of keeping it home, right? As Saurel was pointing to, there was that moment for you. Human beings have this unbelievable space to tolerate pain.
Mhm.
Like there's really no rock bottom. We can keep going lower and lower. And what was the insight that you were able to that you came with, maybe you bump up against that were like, I'm not going to continue what I'm doing now. I'm going to look for help. I'm going to look for a different angle. I'm going to step outside of what I'm usually doing and the way I'm dealing with this. What was that insight that you had?
When I saw how it was affecting my children. Because a lot of times we can bear the pain on our own, but we have to be able to look and see how that pain is spilling over into those we love, spilling over into the next generation, because it's a generational cycle and that it has to be broken. So if you don't do it for yourself, if you don't lead for yourself, you have to do it for your children, because that cycle will continue and will continue. And that is what we have to stop.
So you saw that you could keep tolerating the pain for whatever the reason is, but you did not want that for the children anymore.
Not anymore. They had already sustained enough scars, so no, I didn't want that anymore.
Wow.
Never wanted it. But life happens, and we have to find our way through the dark into the light. And then when we come to the light, we can be able to help others. Yeah.
So as other questions show up, I had one more question. So that you went to have that insight, you took an action that was different, and it began to create an opening in your life. And that opening, what I'm hearing today, is purpose. Purpose was available, right? And now I would assume that as a human being, at the beginning, it's like you go back to that light, but then you can't come out again through purpose. What were the structures or what were the actions you took to stay on purpose, to like be able to maneuver with your own humanity and become someone who lives on purpose?
Well, you say you come out, you go back, and that's exactly it. You do that. A domestic violence victim returns back approximately almost 7 times. And it's because of many different things. And us with pain, sometimes things are not good for us. But you have to be able to understand that every step that you take, you have to begin to celebrate it. Because sometimes you're going to take 2 steps forward and 1 back. But celebrate that one that you still have. Beat ourselves up, and people around us beat us up. I sustained a lot of hurt from people around me as well. So you're fighting through the pain that you're going through, and then you're fighting through the talk. You're fighting through trying to heal while you're also trying to be able to have support. And that's one of the things that if you can support one person that's in pain, that person can come out. They just need one person. Sometimes it's better, it's more, but one person who can acquaint with that grief or that pain that they're feeling. The Bible says that Jesus is our high priest. He's acquainted with our pain. We have to be that for others. So I was able to keep moving forward 1 step at a time. Sometimes you take 2 and you go back 1. Sometimes you take 3 and you go back 1. I related to the dark, the gray area, and then the light. In the dark, you can't see your way. You make all kinds of mistakes. In the gray area, you go back and forth. When you get to the light, you got to keep moving forward. It's hard, it's difficult, but just keep moving. Get resources. Resources are important. Support is important. And having a renewed mind, understanding who you are and that God did not create you to live in pain like that. Whatever that pain is, that's your driving force. And that he has a purpose for you and a plan. And then you need to share your testimony with someone else.
critical, sharing the testimonial. Well, I want to keep hugging you, but I know that maybe others want to, a little bit of piece of you. So go ahead, Andrea.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Amber. Thank you so much for this inspirational discussion this morning, which is a difficult topic, but thank you for making it clear for us. My question is related to I usually ask this question to see if there are any similarities, characteristics in people that you have seen have been able to move from pain to purpose. Do you have any commonalities or characteristics that those type of people are able to overcome or manage the pain and find purpose?
Well, pain management is something that we're often very good at. So we want to move from that to healing. So all you have to have is a willing spirit. You have to be able to understand that you don't deserve to live in pain. You have to understand that you deserve better. You have to understand who you are and who you were created to be. And you have to understand that you are an example to someone else. When you're so much in your pain, you can't see the help of helping somebody else. You're just trying to get out of your pain. And that's understandable. So you got to deal with you. How do I move forward? Do I read inspirational things? Do I read affirmations that tell me I am beautiful? When somebody's telling you you're ugly, I am wonderful. I can do all things. I am powerful. When somebody's telling you you're nothing, you're never going to be nothing. You have to counteract, and you have work to do. Although you may be a victim in some circumstances, you have a responsibility to yourself to bring yourself up out of that place, because the people or the person or whatever that's holding you in pain is not going to do it. You have to see your own value. So it starts within you. Build yourself up, connect with resources, people that can help you, people that are spiritual, that can bring you to a place of understanding who you are. That is how you move forward, and the characteristics or the things that you need to be able to help you move forward.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Amber, you touch on a point that's close to everyone, right? A friend of mine shared something with me a couple of days ago, and I want to share it with you and the rest of the audience. It's called the Stockholm Syndrome, psychological condition that occurs when a victim of abuse identifies and attaches or bonds positively with the abuser. This syndrome was originally observed when hostages who were kidnapped not only bonded with their kidnappers, but also fell in love with them. So I'm reading this to suggest that wherever you are, entrepreneur, business owner, mother, father, sister, you name it. When Amber asked the question this morning, what is the pain you're attached to that's keeping you from your life's purpose? This, I just read, suggests that maybe the pain you're attached to, you're not even realizing that you are. So take a look. As you said, Andrea, today's conversation is a difficult one because it's asking each of you to actually look for that pain that you're attached to. And I'm the first one to lie to myself and say, I got no pain. So Amber, thank you for forcing us to take a look in the mirror.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Giovanni, back to you to take us home and give Amber her last words.
Absolutely. Thank you, Saurel. Thank you, Amber. You are a source of love and inspiration. And I was showered by your power to be a stand for something, right? So thank you for turning your pain into a purpose and being a loud voice for me to do that, and for all of us who are listening to you to do that. It's just phenomenal work. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being who you are. We certainly wish you a lot of success in addition to the stand that you are for others. So it always comes that time where I want to rush and say, what are your last words, Amber? But I don't want to rush you, right? You know, like, what are your last words, Amber?
My last words are, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Do not be afraid to share your story. That is empowering. And also part of your healing process is to forgive. We must forgive, no matter what the pain, who did it, doesn't have to be domestic violence, whatever. Sister, brother, mother, father, we're living in the midst of a pandemic. Don't hold on to grudges. Family discord, church hurt, let it go. Let's move forward in peace and love, healing, hope, and purpose, because you do have a purpose for your life. And do not be afraid that people will try to make you feel bad for sharing your story. But your truth is your truth, and it is up to you to share it. So be empowered.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are here at the Daily Huddle, thank you for being here. We will leave you the link for you to consider making that transition to purpose in our 3-day leadership course at the end of August. As you know, is www.accesstheleaderwithin.com. You'll see the link on the chat. And make sure you take a look at that, join our webinars, and make sure that you set yourself up with some powerful training to transform the rest of the year and the rest of your life. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you Monday, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's been my
Healing,
honor.
hope, and purpose. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber.
Follow us online.
Have a great day, everybody.
Have
Bye.
a great day.
Good day, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.